All right, we're going to talk about PTAC units real quick. So Preston and David's going to come in and help us jerk this PTAC unit out. Pretty simple process to jerk the unit out. You guys can come on that front cover. Basically, it kind of lifts off the bottom. There's a latch on the top. Take the cover off. Typically, you're going to have 2 to 4 screws on either side. This one just so happens to have 4 screws on each side. We have also pulled those screws out to just try to help make the video shorter. As you can see with David, we just need to slide that unit out, and then we gain access to the PTAC unit. Okay, so now, if you'll notice, take a look. See the water that we have standing in there? That's where we have talked about in the past, where we've got drainage problems. These PTAC units are not draining properly. So anytime you see a PTAC unit standing water like that, we need to make the unit drain. One of the other things that we have talked about at length in the past with different buildings, depending on the engineering design of your buildings, sometimes these PTAC units are used for the fresh air makeup. If your building is under negative pressure and we got to bring air into that building, the engineers, probably 10 to 15 years ago, this was one of the easiest methods to do that. This is something that very few people know or realize about PTAC units. They have a fresh air vent on the back of these units. So you can take a look right here. See this door? This is my fresh air door. The problem is when these things ship, they ship and they're screwed closed. So we have worked with several different providers, and we have told them, if you look right here on the side of this unit, here's your open or closed vent, okay? I can tell already that the maintenance guy here was very well intentioned, and he tried to follow the email and the instructions that we sent out to open that vent. The problem is he didn't pull the unit and he didn't remove the screws. So if you go in here and you try to push that door open, like what he did, he tried to push the door open and he latched it open, all you're doing is bending your cable. You have to go in here and you have to remove these screws to enable that door to open. So we'll pause the video real quick, we'll remove those screws, and then we'll show you what that door looks like when it's open. Okay, so as we mentioned just a few seconds ago, this is the wire that pushes and opens this door. The problem is when they ship, they're shipped screwed closed. So I've already taken my screwdriver, I've loosened the bottom, and I've got this one hand tight. So you just take that last screw out, and you can see that door wanted to open because he had this wire pushed and he was trying to open it, but he forgot to take his screws out. So if you were a building that was designed to utilize your PTAC units for your fresh air incoming to alleviate your negative pressure, you have to open the makeup air on your PTAC units, but you also have to remove these screws to allow that unit to open. So now, when this room or this building is under negative pressure and there's air trying to go out of this room, air has to come from somewhere before it can go out. Rather than it now leaking around windows or leaking around light fixtures, we now have given it an easier path to enter the building, but it's also going to, as it comes through there, it's going to go through here and mix with conditioned air. So in the summertime, we're not dumping 95-degree unconditioned air into the building, and then the same holds true in the winter. We're not just letting 0-degree air come rushing in the building. It's coming into your unit, mixing with some conditioned air, and then being blown back into the room or the occupied space already conditioned. So, very key. If your building is designed for PTACs to have fresh air makeup, you got to remove the screws, you got to open the door, and then you just slide it back in. While you're looking at the unit, it's always key to make sure that it's draining properly.